It isn't everyone who could parlay a chorus about frogs and America's favourite snack into a top 10 hit.
The dream helps you forget.
It required the alchemy of Paddy McAloon, a sorcerer among songwriters. Tell us about the new record. These days you might even mistake him for a wizard.
I know it sounds terribly pretentious, and I would only say this to you so you can have a good go at laughing at me. I thought the chorus of it was haiku without the syllabic law. Hot dog, jumping frog, Albuquerque. It hasn't got any sense other than its vaguely American feeling to it. And it's a bit like, you know when you see shirts that have been made in Japan, T-shirts, and they've got three disconnected with them. There was a touch of that involved in it. But it's a kind of novelty thing, and there we go, and it's a hit, and you're grateful for those moments.
When this was top of the charts, McAloon met his hero, Paul McCartney.
When I spoke to him, McCartney was very gracious about the king of rock and roll, saying, you got the grannies and you got the little children with that song.
The demographics.
He was thinking you've got everything sorted there. And I very earnestly said, but it's not terribly representative. Like a stupid thing. Why not just say, thanks, Paul, let's have a cheese sandwich? I said, it doesn't really represent what I do, man, you know. And he went, that's your my ding-a-ling. And I went,
Chuck Berry.
Oh, my ding-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling. Oh, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling. Look at us now. Some things hurt much more than cars and girls. Just look at us now. What adds up the way it did when we were young.
Paddy McAloon seemed to have everything you needed to be a pop star, but he was always ambivalent about it.
My interest in fame is that it's over there, and all those things that I would write about, like Elvis Presley or dropping names in songs, was to do with being more, in a sense, a bit like a journalist, where you stood watching it, but you don't think it's happening to you. That's always been my take, and I still pretty much feel like that because I disappear in between records.
A lot of people in show business don't care for the business side of it. But McAloon wasn't a huge fan of the shows either. Did you never play live?
We did a bit. Never terribly extensively. A month here, a couple of weeks there. And I would kind of just think, oh, I'm not writing. And the obsessive thing kicked in, and I didn't like it. And I'd go home and pretend that I wasn't known in any way.
McAloon would always sooner write a new song than record a finished one. The latest Prefab Sprout album has been years in the works, put together after the songwriter recovered from an operation.
As part of my recuperation, I started not only to listen to audiobooks, but to late-night phone-ins where all the woes of the world were being thrown at a sympathetic ear. And I taped these programs, and one or two sentences came bouncing out at me. And one of them was a young woman, and she just says,
"Your daddy loves you." I said, "Your daddy loves you very much. He just doesn't want to live with us anymore."
When love breaks down, the things you do to stop the truth from hurting you.
For Sprout fans, it's tantalising to think that McAloon might have been penning compositions as good as this and hoarding them in Durham.
If I had lived a life like a Tom Jones figure. Or
He certainly hasn't lost his magic touch. As we were discussing a favourite song of his, about the devil, this happened. Oh, what happened there?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Look at us.
We just mentioned Faust, and the light went out.
The light went
actually,
out.
we just mentioned Tom Jones, who's, you know... if